everyone, it's Bree. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back in another video, and I am here with a crisis, a crisis in the black women community. Apparently, braiding hair got cancer in it, y'all. Braiding hair got cancer. Now, if you have not seen, Consumer Reports actually did a report on popular braiding hair brands, and apparently they found carcinogens, which is a fancy term for chemicals that can cause cancer. And we're talking about brands like Sensational, Expressions. I know Expression is a very popular brand that women tend to use and that braiders tend to use to do protective styles. And they found that there are very harmful chemicals in these brands.
Our latest investigation found carcinogens in all 10 products of artificial braiding hair that we tested. Beauty products such as synthetic braiding hair are largely unregulated, and some ingredients are not required to be listed on the package. This puts the health of people who wear synthetic braiding hair and the braiders who install them at risk. If you wear synthetic braids, one tip to decrease your overall exposure is to take breaks between installs. Braids are often worn for many weeks, and prolonged repeated exposure increases your risk. We contacted all synthetic braiding hair brands we tested for comment. Only two, Sensational and Magic Fingers, responded, both disagreeing with our testing methodology. Hairzone Sensational said, "We unequivocally stand by the safety of Sensational products, and our company urges consumers to continue to confidently use Sensational products." Magic Finger said that we strongly stand by the safety of our products and the quality materials used to make them. Neither company responded to questions about whether or not they do pre-market testing of their products for lead, volatile organic compounds, or other contaminants. Read our full investigation, including other concerning findings from our tests, through the link in our bio.
Here's the thing, right? We have been hearing for some time now, right, about all these products that we're using, all this food that we're eating. Like, everything just seems like it's not good for you, right? Like, it seems like everything causes cancer. I feel like that is a popular sentiment that has kind of been said in recent years, just in regards to almost everything. I mean, deodorant at this point. Like, it just seems like everything has some type of harmful chemical in it. It literally was just recently that red dye, well, one of the red dyes got banned in the United States. They still need to do something about red 40, because I know I'm allergic to red 40 specifically, and I wish that they would do something about that one. But this one definitely hit close to home. Like, if you've been watching me for a while, you would know that I wear protective styles a lot. You know, I've worn braids, twists, you know, passion twists, mini twists, Marley twists. I love me a good Marley twist. And to know that this hair has been harming us for God knows how long is alarming, but also very frustrating. And you know, I've seen a lot of people talking about this online and how it feels like it's an attack on the community, and I can definitely see where people are coming from, because you know, it's just the fact that these things are even allowed to happen, the fact that this again has been going on for however long it's been going on for, and the fact that it has been allowed to be in the products that we use without any quality check, or you know, like the fact that this could even happen, right, is an issue within itself. And I say the same thing for, again, a lot of the foods that we eat, a lot of the products that we use. Like, that's why you see like a lot of people turning to all of these like organic products and these vegan products, again, not just for hair care and beauty, but just all across the board. People are being very intentional about the brands that they shop at. They're being intentional about the ingredients that are in these products, because as you know, like when you pick up a product, I got this lotion right here, I use that as an example, but then you go in the back, you read the ingredients, and most of these ingredients you literally don't even know what it is. And then sometimes they don't even tell you everything that's in it. It'll just, you know, give like a very vague explanation of what's in there. Like, I know there's certain foods and drinks where it'll say like artificial flavors, or it'll just say something very vague but not specify specify what exactly is in it. And there's been a lot of conversation online about, it's just, it doesn't feel like the products that we buy are safe anymore. And when it comes to this whole braiding hair situation, again, this is really close to home as someone that wears protective styles a lot, literally wear them all the time. I've been doing my own hair for a while now, even though I'm trying to now have other people do my hair, but that's a whole nother video in itself. I think I made a video about that, about just trying to find someone to do your hair. It's a lot. I did find someone down here that does really good work, but again, people's prices are really high, and then their availability may not align with when you need to get your hair done, and it's a lot, right? It's a lot, even just trying to find someone to do your hair. So I've been doing my own hair. Now, I actually haven't really used a lot of these popular brands. I've been getting most of my hair from Amazon, if I'm honest. Like, I don't even really go to the hair store. That's mostly in part because I haven't really been driving. I don't have a vehicle at the moment either, so I'm not really able to get myself to and from the hair store. Granted, cut out Uber and Lyft there, sure, but it's been way more convenient for me to just get it from Amazon. So I've never actually bought hair out of the hair store. Typically, if I've had hair installed from the hair store, it's because the braider that I am using is getting their hair from there. However, with that being said, if these big brands that everybody uses has such harmful chemicals in them that isn't being found or regulated prior to them being sold in mass amounts, imagine some of these Amazon stores. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, like, a lot of these brands on Amazon, they be real random. They be, from out the country. Like, I don't really know like what they're doing to the hair or where they're sourcing it. I'm assuming that because also Amazon, like, as problematic as Amazon is in various areas, I know they're very strict when it comes to the rules and regulations around selling. Like, I know that you can get banned very easily on Amazon, and Amazon has a tendency to put people's shops on hold if they're not following a certain protocol, right? And so with that being said, if something is being sold on Amazon and it has, relatively good reviews and people are buying it a lot, I'm going to assume that it's okay and safe to use. However, again, if these big brands have been getting away with this, then I can only imagine maybe some of the chemicals that might be found in the hair that I get from Amazon. And so this is now making me super mindful of honestly just braiding hair in general. Because again, if they pulled 10 to 15 of the biggest brands out there and they all had cancer causing chemicals in them, is any braiding hair safe? Like, and I think that's the biggest topic of conversation right now, especially among Black women that again get braids, that get twists, that get these protective styles. Is the hair safe anymore? Like, is it safe to get protective styles anymore? And I think sitting in that is a really scary question, because again, for a lot of us, it's not just for beauty purposes. Even though, yes, like I love braids, I love the way that they look, but again, they're called protective styles for a reason. They are meant to protect our hair, coincidentally, from harmful pollutants that could get into our hair, and also allowing for less manipulation on the hair, things like that, especially if you are in a transition period with your hair, or maybe you're going from having relaxed hair to natural hair, which is actually something that I did as well. Like, I went natural back in like 2019, and so like leading up to that and like in that transitional phase, I wore a lot of protective styles to allow my natural hair to grow. And then eventually I got the relaxer cut off. And so there's a lot of questions right now surrounding this, and like, where do we go from here? Do we still continue to do protective styles but just stay away from those brands? Are these brands going to take action to make sure that this is no longer happening? I've definitely seen a lot of conversation around maybe we just got to go back to just wearing our regular hair, because also on the topic of protective styles, wearing wigs is also another form of protective style that again I am very familiar with. I wear wigs all the time on this channel. If you didn't peep that or you didn't know that, then surprise. I do wear wigs. I do wear, again, braids, twists, all of that. And I know that there was also a similar conversation happening with wigs as well, like the wigs that you buy from maybe a TikTok shop or Amazon. Like I said, people were saying that they were having like really bad breakouts and rashes from wearing wigs. And although I've never had any like super intense reactions from, again, braiding hair or wearing wigs, I will say that I have had slight issues, but I don't know if it was linked to the actual hair in my head or just maybe products that were being used. Like I know for me, whenever I get braids or twists or, whatever, I do have issues with my scalp a lot. My scalp tends to get very, very itchy, and sometimes it can get red, but that's typically from it being too tight and not necessarily from the hair itself. I feel like if it's from the hair itself, it's typically a very fast reaction, whereas for me, I don't really get those issues until like maybe like 2 weeks into wearing the hair. But either way, that is something that's crossed my mind. And even with wigs as well, like there's been a lot of wig brands that I've worn in the past that were just, again, very, very itchy, but I didn't know if that was just like, okay, well, wigs, they do get hot, they can get itchy, like is that just normal? And again, like I have seen people share their stories with buying these wigs and putting hair in their head, and they're getting these very adverse reactions. They're getting skin rashes, their scalp is red and bleeding. Like it definitely it definitely has been a topic of conversation for a while. So it's just crazy to see that it's now actively being reported on.
My wig broke me out so bad. Look at my fucking hairline. All here, bumps. This hurt is a whole knot right there. All these bumps. All of this was bumped up. I had to snatch my wig off. So now I'm about to go to Dominicans and see if they can wash and blow me out so I can let my hair breathe, because my head is on fire. This shit itches.
A bitch works so hard on her skin to get it back perfect just to find out she's fucking allergic to synthetic hair. Please, is this my get back for telling people I used to be allergic to stickers when I was a kid? What the fuck? Like, I need this to clear up ASAP.
Is it possible to be allergic to the hair you use to braid your hair? I think I'm having an allergic reaction to my braiding hair. I have had a headache for the past 4 days, nosebleeds, blood clots coming out of my nose. I don't know what's going on. I braided this hair maybe like last week. It looks awful because I keep washing it to try and loosen the braid, but like it's not doing anything. I think I'm allergic to the braiding hair that I used, and I've never had a reaction like this before. It's very possible that this might be related to something else, but if it is my hair, I need to take it out. And before I take it out, I wanted to ask if this has ever happened to anybody before.
And it's also crazy because, typically when these companies, they do these big tests and these big research projects, and they're, pulling different test subjects or test items. Typically, like, I'm kind of just saying this as like a general statement. I could be wrong here, but I would think that typically every single thing that you test doesn't come back with the same result. So it's interesting that they pulled 10 different brands and they all came back positive for having some type of cancer causing chemicals in them. Like, I think that to me is the most insane part about all this, that it was literally all 10, and it begs the question, okay, so how many more are out there? And so yeah, I don't know, man. It's annoying and it's tough. It's already hard trying to take care of our hair, figuring out what works for our hair, and just the maintenance of it all. Like, it's all very costly and all very timely and frustrating at times, no matter what route you go, right? Whether you are wearing protective styles all the time, whether you are wearing your natural hair out, whether you are, I feel like the only one that's like the most low maintenance is locks. And you do see a lot of Black women getting locks now. And I know that, at least from the people that I've spoken to and some of the videos that I've seen online, it's mostly people wanting to lock their hair up so they don't have to worry about their hair as much, because it is less maintenance in general when you have locks. But it is interesting that, again, whether you wear your hair out natural, like just running down the line, right? Because again, I've experienced all of these except for locks. I've never locked my hair. Has it crossed my mind mind. It has. I'm not gonna lie, but I think I'm gonna stick with just my hair being in its natural state, just because I do still love to wear my hair out curly, and there's certain styles that I like to do that I can't do with locks. So, but it is something that has, crossed my mind. But anyway, when it comes to wearing your natural hair, right, there's a lot of product that you have to buy. You have to constantly keep your hair moisturized, and you constantly have to do it, right? Whether it's you're braiding your hair down at night and taking it out, or you're putting it in some type of style, like that can all take a lot of time in the morning and at night, and just maintaining it and upkeeping it. It can be a lot. Now, if you're wearing protective styles all the time, you're not factoring in, if you're getting it done by a braider, that cost. And then most protective styles as well, especially nowadays, they only last like maybe 1-2 months if you're lucky, but typically like 1.5. Normally, typically you see protective styles last no more than like 8 weeks, right? So you're constantly having to get your hair redone, which is more money. And then not to mention too that obviously as time goes by, like your hair can get very dry and very itchy, and it's just it is a lot. Of course, obviously if your hair is relaxed, then it's not as challenging to do it and style it, but you still have to take care of your hair, still have to keep it moisturized, put product in it, get it done. Hair maintenance can be a lot. It just is. And sometimes you just don't feel like dealing with it. I can attest to being a lazy natural. Okay, like I am somebody that like, because again, if you're wearing your natural hair out, like you should moisturize it, and keep oil on it and keep it clean, and you should braid it down or twist it at night so it's not just loose and getting tangled. You have to make sure it's being detangled on a regular basis. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't be doing all that. Like there have been times where like my hair was like in a bun, and I took the hair tie off, I threw my bonnet on, and I just went to bed. Like I didn't do no type of preparation. I didn't do no type of nothing, because sometimes I'm just tired and I don't feel like it. Then I got to go to work the next day, and now I'm going to work in person. And so there's just not a whole lot of time. And sure, could I wake up earlier to do my hair? Yes. There are things that you can do. It's obviously not impossible. But I think for a lot of us, it's just life be life, and sometimes you just don't have the energy or the time to constantly do your hair. So that's why you lean on protective styles. Okay, if my hair is in braids, cool. I wake up with my hair done. I can put it in a little half up, half down. I can throw it in a bun, and I can keep it moving. For that to potentially be taken away from us, at least as we figure out what's going on with these brands, it's going to be really tough, and it's going to be really hard. And I hate that this is even happening. And I hope that with this report coming out, that it will increase the quality among all these brands that are out here, supplying braiding hair. And yeah, it definitely makes you second guess and question everything that we're buying. Like because I've even seen people say too, like, man, like I have this brand in my hair right now. And again, obviously some people have had reactions, some people haven't. So that's why I think it's kind of been just under the radar for a bit. But I'm interested to see what's going to happen next, because people are also saying too that the braiders themselves who are touching this hair to put it into your scalp, like they are also at risk because of these chemicals. So yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely going to try to stay up to date on this to see if this amounts to anything, if this changes anything. I hope so, because again, I am now very concerned about getting braids again and getting twists again, because I don't want my hair to give me cancer. Like I think that is not a crazy concept here. Like life is hard enough as it is. I don't want to have to worry about if my braiding hair or if my wig or whatever the case may be, if that is going to be causing me harm. Nothing that we should be buying and using should be causing us harm. I don't think that that's something that should be normalized. I think that that's definitely something that we should continue to do reports about and continue to hold the people in power accountable for. They shouldn't be allowed to sell us stuff that's going to cause cancer. And I do wonder if there's going to be any type of like legal stuff that comes up, like if people might start, suing, or there might be a class action suit. I don't really know, what that looks like, but I'm very curious to see what happens from here, because a lot of people are upset. Another quick thing too I wanted to know, because I've seen a few, not too many, but I've seen a few comments, a few tweets of people saying stuff like, oh, well, this is why you should just wear your own hair. Save it. Save it. Okay, listen, if you are one of those guys that's like, oh, well, women should just wear their natural hair, cool, congratulations, but stop trying to tell other women what to do with their hair. Okay, like, if people want to wear braids, again, these are protective styles that we have been doing for decades. Okay, this is nothing new. There's literally nothing wrong with wanting to wear braids are literally ingrained in our history. Like, it's literally a part of our history. So yeah, please do not use this as a reason to shame women who don't want to wear their natural hair out all the time. This is not that conversation at all. But yeah, I'm really hoping that this will lead to some type of change. I know that there were also studies done on relaxer as well, like relaxer being super harmful for you, but it didn't take relaxers off the shelves though when those reports came out. So I don't know what's gonna happen from here. I really don't. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below about this story and this report coming out, and how you feel about it, and if this is gonna change the way that you make your purchases, or if this is gonna make you wanna not do protective styles for a while out of fear. Let me know your overall thoughts in the comments down below. And if you guys have any other topics that you guys want me to cover on the channel, please let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys go ahead, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.